What's up, everybody? John Arapola here with my MMA news, and today's guest is coming off two recent victories in both bare knuckle boxing and in MMA. Pleased to be joined by Uly Diaz here today. Uly, thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Congrats on the win, and happy birthday, too. You celebrated a birthday recently.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. And thank you for the opportunity of being on here.
And aside from all the great birthday celebrations, I know you're also been having success in the food truck business. You have a food truck. Why don't you go ahead and explain that to the viewers a little bit?
Well, my food truck's name is Knuckle Sandwich 305. You can find them on Instagram, Knuckle Sandwich 305. And man, I got involved in the food truck business. Honestly, it's crazy, but trying to make weight for these fights when you're starving yourself. I love watching food channels and I've always loved food. I've never been too good at cooking, but I made up all these sandwiches while I was starving myself, and I ended up opening up a business, and honestly, it's been great, man. We opened up one day, it was on my birthday, and it went amazing.
And while the food truck business is going well, your fight career is really going well too. You just picked up two recent wins. We'll start with the bare knuckle boxing matchup there on February 19th. Just talk about that performance and how you thought you did in that fight. Obviously, it was a great performance. You got to win.
Man, I felt great coming into the fight. Sawyer took a last minute fight. I was supposed to be fighting Melvin Gillard, but he has some medical issues, so they put in Sawyer with like 2 weeks notice. And so big shout out to him for taking the fight. I felt amazing coming into the fight. First round came, the first 30 seconds. Sawyer's a southpaw. He caught me with something I didn't see coming, and he put me on my butt for a second. And we got up. I got back up. I dropped him with an uppercut to the body. Then we went to the second round, and I took over on the second round. But I showed heart once again, like I did in that Thiago fight, and I showed a good chin, man. But Sawyer showed a warrior spirit coming in and fighting with 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, bare knuckle, crazy to think about. I'm so used to interviewing, obviously, a lot of MMA guys, and obviously I know you do MMA as well, but the big thing, obviously, in MMA, they always talk about, those small gloves really make a difference, those 4-ounce gloves, but, you're hitting people bare knuckle. That's got to be really something there, obviously, not only from your standpoint of dishing out punishment, but taking it as well. It's a real crazy sport to get into, and you got to be a real tough guy to do it, man.
Yeah, man. John, if you know my backstory, I came up off the streets, man. I was in and out of detention centers as a young man, in and out of prison as a young man also. So, I've been street fighting my whole life. I've been hit with bare knuckles. I've been hitting people with bare knuckles and getting hit myself with bare knuckles for a long time. So it's something that came natural. It's the root of fighting, and it's amazing to be part of this organization that's coming up so fast also. But coming back to what you're asking, yeah, I mean, it's if you start thinking about it too much, maybe you won't do it. You know what I mean? But it's awesome. It's awesome. I love the sport.
And then, obviously, after getting that win on February 19th, just a few weeks later on March 4th at Titan FC 74, you pick up a win by submission. So you go from knocking guys out to choking guys out in just a few weeks there. Talk about that performance and how you thought you did in that fight, which obviously, again, great performance. Got out of there quickly and got a submission win.
Man, again, that was a short notice fight for me, and they offered it to me, and I took it. I felt, I got right back in the gym right after the bare knuckle fight. Started getting a little, back into a little jiu-jitsu. I've always practiced here and there, and but again, not even I thought I was gonna win by submission, And so when the opportunity came, I took it. He put his neck right there, so I guillotined him. Shout out to Lazlo too. He was an amazing opponent. But it was great to come up with that win. And not only that, man, I don't know if you guys know or not. You might not know yet because the news dropped today. But March 18th, which is this Friday, I'm fighting for iKON Fighting Championship on UFC Fight Pass again. Another MMA fight.
Oh, geez, you just keep going and going. When did you find out about this fight, and how long did you have to kind of get prepared for it?
I found out about this fight about a week ago. They matched me up with somebody today. They just made the fight poster. So the fight's on Friday. I feel great, man. I feel healthy. Luckily, like I said, I got punched and I got kicked in my last couple of fights, but I feel good. I didn't come out with anything that I have to look out for. And my window of opportunity is small, man. So I'm gonna take it while it's here, and I'm gonna do the most with it. And again, I just turned 41 yesterday. I'm gonna make this year my year, and let's see where it leads us.
And Michael Bisping always made a good point that I always liked, and I'll get your take on it here. He always said that right when he won the middleweight championship, he took that fight on. It was like 2 days notice or 11 days notice, something like that. And he said he didn't have time to really think about the pressure of what he was getting into this championship fight. It was all just like, oh crap, I got to get, myself ready to go inside of a cage real quick here. So he quickly started running, getting the pounds off it and whatnot. And he thought that taking it on short notice kind of helped relieve some of the pressures that he would have during a long camp. Can you relate to that? Is there any benefits of taking a short notice fight?
The benefit for me is just that I never stopped training. I trained all the way up to the fight. I fought the very next week. I just kept training for those 2 weeks. And so my body stayed ready. I just stayed eating what I was eating. I found a new diet where I don't starve myself and have to daydream about food anymore. So the benefit to me is that, yeah, man, I'm already in shape. Might as well use this to my advantage.
Yeah, you're 41. You just mentioned it there. How are you still competing at this high of a level, man, at 41? I imagine that nutrition's the key to all this because we're seeing it more and more with athletes.
Absolutely, it's a nutrition thing. I've been my last 3 fights. This one, because the one coming up now, and I've fought 3 times in a month. I've stayed at the same weight because I fought at my walking around weight. I walk around between 185 and 190, and I've been taking fights. I don't have to starve myself or lose so much weight. And that's been the benefit for it also. I could eat. I'm gonna say I could eat what I want, but even though I eat very healthy, so I stay in fight weight and I stay fight ready.
Yeah, nutrition's definitely been it seems like a key to longevity anymore. And I want to get your take too on this because you see it in other sports, like Tom Brady, for example, right? He's in his mid-40s competing at a high level. You look at his refrigerator, fruits and vegetables all down it. Russell Wilson, I know in football, same thing. He says he spends about $1 million a year just dedicated to nutrition. Just how important is it, nutrition, to the longevity and not only this sport, but just sports in general?
Absolutely. To me, it's been everything. Food. I mean, it's like if you want your body to be a Ferrari or Lamborghini, you can't give it regular gas. You got to give it the good gas. So that's the way I look at it, man. To me, it's the most important thing for me to perform is what I'm putting in my body. So I try to put the best at all times.
So it's crazy as we're talking about you being 41 and all that. Really, you got started in the sport extremely late, right? Were you 30 when you got started?
Man, so again, like I told you earlier, I come from a street life where I always lacked structure in my life, but I was always looking for it. I always trained in fighting and combat sports. I had a couple opportunities to go to turn professional many years ago, but I never took advantage of the opportunities. And finally, when I was 35 years old, which is this November will be 6 years, I kind of got tired of what I was doing, tired of all my own excuses, tired of my own shit. You know what I mean? And the only thing I was ever good at or that I ever liked was fighting. So I took that step. And man, it was the best step I ever took in my life. I won my first fight. It was like the biggest rush of life. I stayed with it. I stayed consistent. I finally found out what hard work is. And I love what I do. It gives me opportunities like these to talk to you. I got the 3-second knockout. That it was a moment in life which, nobody ever saw coming, and especially not from me. And I'm able to. My name's gonna go down in history with that, and it's for never not believing in myself, and I never stopped training, man. Even during because the 3-second knockout happened November of 2020, which is during COVID. I never stopped training. I always had faith that this was going to end and something was going to happen. And my moment came, man, and it was amazing. So fighting saved my life. Fighting is the best thing that's ever happened to me, man.
Yeah, I remember that 3-second knockout. And when that happened, obviously, it went viral all over the internet. How has life kind of changed for you since that moment? Because I imagine it had to open up so many different windows and different doors of opportunity because of that viral knockout.
Absolutely. Yeah, the 3-second knockout definitely opened every opportunity. TMZ reached out to me, People Magazine, people in Spanish. I mean, I had it happened. So many doors open. It was amazing. And like I said, that was my moment. It doesn't matter what business you're in, whether it's a fight business, journalism, anything it is. You're always looking for your moment. You know what I mean? Like, what is it that's gonna maybe give you that viral moment, or maybe have people speaking about you? And that was it for me. I planned for it. I studied my opponent. I saw what he did and what he didn't do, and I took advantage of what he didn't do, and we set a world record.
And as we're talking about all these different things, I know we're just mentioning before, right, about how you got started late into the sport. You got started in MMA actually by accident, wasn't it? Were you like getting a haircut or something and met a promoter? What was the backstory as to how exactly you got involved with MMA?
Yeah, well, again, being a fighter, when they offer you a fight, it's hard to turn them down. And like, yeah, you were. I don't know where I was, but the conversation came up and asked me. Oh, I was in a barbershop. Actually, you're right. I was in a barbershop. Lex McMahon from Titan was there. They were looking for fighters, and I told him, look, man, if you need a 185er, let me go. Let me know. The next day they called me and said, you got to fight in 2 weeks for Titan or like a month or something for Titan. At 185, I said perfect, and I fell into it. I won that first fight, and then I stayed away from it for a while because I've been doing bare knuckle for the last couple of years. But the opportunity came up again recently for the March 4th fight, and I took it. And now, you know what? I'm gonna see where it's gonna lead me. We're fighting again this Friday for iKON, so I have the benefit. Thank God for who I know and what I've been doing, that I'm able to fight for these good organizations that can put me in the right position.
And as we talk about all these great promotions that you're involved with, one promotion you're always going to be linked to is the WWE, of course, from your fiancée, Dana Brooke, current 24/7 champion. Would you ever consider one day going with your wife and competing in the WWE?
So I listen, Vince McMahon, if you're listening, I would love to work for WWE. I did it with her one time. She put me. I was on WWE Raw Underground. I got to perform one time. I got to wrestle Dolph Ziggler, which was an amazing opportunity. But listen, as of right now, I got my fighting in mind. If WWE comes calling, I would definitely answer the call.
Now, where did you guys meet at, too? I wanted to ask you that. How did you guys exactly meet? Because I know it's common to see fighters date and get linked together, obviously, from training and be involved in the same gyms and everything like that. Obviously, WWE and fighting kind of related, but not really to a degree. So how exactly did you guys meet each other?
Man, a great friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours named Yoel Romero, he introduced us. And from day one, as soon as he introduced us, we hit it off, and we've been together ever since, man. Over 2 years now.
And she's doing great things in the WWE right now, 24/7 champion, like I mentioned before. Just how proud are you of her and everything she's been accomplishing and doing and being in the big spotlight that she's been in?
Oh, man, there's no words for how proud of her I am. It's amazing. She handles the championship very well. She does a lot with being a champion. She goes on to speak to kids. So I'm beyond proud of her. There's no words to describe that.
And of course, WrestleMania, right around the corner, it's a few weeks away here. I know you get to travel with her and go to different venues and everything. Will you be at WrestleMania in a few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. That's the biggest show on earth, man. It's 2 weeks away. She's a big player in it. So I'm super excited for her, and I'm super excited to be there, man.
All right, man, appreciate it. One last thing now before we roll out. Social media, management, sponsors, anybody got to give a shout out to? Floor is yours.
Thank you, John, man. First of all, I want to tell you thank you for the opportunity. It's truly appreciated. Guys, if you want to follow me, the only social media platform I have is Instagram. It's Uly, ULY_monster, ULY_monster on Instagram. Follow me, DM me. You know what I mean? I'll show you guys what I got going on. And also follow Don't Blink Podcast on YouTube. You can find me on Don't Blink Podcast, YouTube. John, thank you again, man. I appreciate you.
All right, Uly, thanks for the time here today, man. Really appreciate it. Good luck with this upcoming fight, too. Crazy that you're 3 fights in a matter of 1 month, really. So, I mean, it's crazy, man. Good luck with everything, and looking forward to seeing what you do there. To everybody that watched today's interview, if you liked it, please go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And remember, keep going to My MMA News. Great content comes out there 7 days a week. We'll see you later, everybody.